Man, I'm gonna need a minute here, Joey, but man, I feel just right now, Joey, just right now. It could change as the season goes, but right now, I do feel a little bit cause for concern because what's going on, Morning Fanatics? Albert Torres here with another episode of the Morning Fanatic podcast. You know, it's kind of crazy. I don't know how a week 2 of football can be so great and the next week just be so horrible. Cowboys, I don't even want to get started with them. Colorado, I'm not even a Colorado fan, but you know, that's what I'm looking forward to. Horrible as well. And it was just tough. A tough weekend, a tough Monday, tough week. Let's get this show on the road, but before we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and don't forget to share this with a friend. Today, actually speaking of tough weeks, tough days, we are missing part of the crew. The filthy Texican, Carlos Gonzalez, is not here, but we do have the Black Mamba, Joey Jurado. How are you doing today?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Man, it's rough. It's rough, but I bet you're loving it. Where's your McDonald's? Did you buy that Happy Meal?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck, man, I can't believe it. I can't believe this was just horrible.
It's been a long. I don't know when's the last time I can honestly say where the Texans got a good fucking dub and the Cowboys had a very disappointing loss.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. It's been a while. Just ask Nickelback. Been a very while. But let's get the show running, Carlos. Whoa, now I'm like Shannon and Skip. Whoa, I need your
name tag.
Let's get this show started, Joey. It was an atrocious, pathetic, disappointing, whatever negative adjective you want to use to describe the Dallas Cowboys on their 28-16 loss to the Arizona Cardinals. Go ahead and use it. But Dak Prescott threw his first interception of the season at the worst time possible. The Cowboys defense did not have a takeaway and allowed 180 yards rushing in the first half. They scored 1 touchdown in 5 red zone trips and committed 16 penalties, in which 13 were accepted. Coach Mike McCarthy, what's the message to the team after the loss?
The reality of where we are, we're 2-1. Yeah, we're going to fully expect to win every week. So I mean, obviously we're disappointed. We're disappointed that we're leaving here without a win. But this is part of the journey. It's part of the humbling component of the National Football League. So just like anything, every experience gives you an opportunity to grow. So we need to grow from this experience.
Joey, should there be a cause for concern moving forward for the Cowboys after their Week 3 loss?
No. It was expected. I mean, let's be real. The Giants, they were supposed to be better, but they are who we thought they were. The Jets, I mean, come on, it was Aaron Rodgers, and everybody overhyped them. Yes, 70-10, they outscored them. But it's one thing I thought about this weekend. Doing a little bit more research because I wanted to bring you some stats, but fuck the stats. Fuck the stats right now. The only stat I want to say is the Cardinals head coach. He was a defensive coordinator for who last year?
I don't know. Intrigue me.
I believe he was for the Eagles. Wasn't he?
I'm not sure.
I think he was. So, who do you think would be best fit to come up with a good defensive scheme against Micah Parsons? I did say last week, I want to confirm, but I did say last week that Micah Parsons is the defense. You take him away, you take away everybody else. So, what do you think? What do you think he did? Took him out of the. Actually, wait. Where is it?
I think he took him out
Look
of
it
the
up.
game by running the
He,
football a
he
lot
took
more.
he took him out of the game, but he kept them moving. He kept them moving. He prevented Micah from just going north and south. He's lethal when he's obviously just going at the quarterback. But Dobbs appeared to be more mobile than usual. He kept them moving, kept them. Yeah, I'm really surprised. Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie Villanueva.
Oh, yeah.
He was the Arizona Cardinals played a really really good offensive game plan. They kept that defense moving, and I know the loss of Diggs, your elite shutdown corner, was a big loss, but that shouldn't be an excuse why they couldn't stop the run. They just couldn't stop the run to save their life. Like they made that running back look like fucking Barry Sanders running all over the place. But yeah, I think they did a really, really good job. And the defense they're elite when Micah Parsons is effective. But obviously, you take him out of the game, you take away their entire defense, and everybody else struggled. Everybody else fell in line. But it was one of those games where we did say, Dak, that you said it yourself. That's where he's supposed to take over. He's supposed to make plays. And I did say, eventually, you can't baby him anymore. He needs to make plays, and he didn't make those plays. Plain and simple.
Man, I'm gonna need a minute here, Joey, but man, I feel just right now, Joey, just right now. It could change as the season goes, but right now, I do feel a little bit cause for concern because there was penalty issues. Cowboys had 11 penalties in the first 2 games, and they ended up having 10 penalties in the first half. I said it in my reaction. That was the most in a first half since the 49ers in 2011 with 11 penalties. Red zone issues,
Same
thing. Red zone issues that I was talking about last week, that they weren't doing good, but, the defense was scooping and scoring, picking off and scoring, and, they were having fun in the camera, so that was one thing that they didn't get exposed as much on that. And
just want to say real quick. I'm sorry. It was Gannon. He was the defensive coordinator for the Eagles last year.
That shows, man. That shows that you need the Dallas Cowboys. But one stat, Joey, that also is a cause for concern. Did you know that Dak Prescott has not thrown a TD pass yet to a receiver this season? We're in fucking week 3, man. Week 3, and he hasn't thrown one.
How many points have they scored? 40 first week, 30 the second week, 28 another.
And on all of those were if technically he scored 7 points this game, and then the last point. The last week was 14, and then the week before that I think 14 as well or something like that. But anyways, the Cowboys defense, they're weak against the run, and what I noticed right off the bat. The left side was being attacked. They were testing that corner. I think it was Bland or something, that immediately going, not saying that Diggs would have or is a big hit guy, but that's where the Dobbs 40-something yard run went, to the left side. And, McCarthy, and on my reaction video, this was, what I noticed is that a lot of people were saying that Mike McCarthy, and I don't know if you might agree with Joey, but they're saying that he's an outdated play caller.
He is. I even said that. I believe I even brought that up. I said eventually there's no way Trey Lance, I don't believe. If Dak is gone, McCarthy's gone. There's no way Trey Lance is gonna flourish under that safe zone offensive style scheme. And that's why him and Aaron Rodgers eventually bumped heads, because McCarthy wanted the safe plays, but Aaron Rodgers, he's the bad man that he is. Fuck that. I'm going to do my own fucking plays. And eventually that's the way it goes. Yes, you want to follow the offensive system, but you can't baby that quarterback. I know you want to play turnover free, but your quarterback is supposed to make plays. You pay him that much money, you pay him to make those plays.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like I said, I'm worried because of penalties, red zone issues. They're weak against the run, and the left side's being attacked more. And, for as much as McCarthy is being, of course, criticized, Joey, the Cowboys still had a chance to win that game or tie it up.
Yeah.
and tie it up. So, I mean, this week to the next, things could change. And you know, another thing, Joey, is where the fuck is Mozzie Smith? I know I was fucking bloating about that guy or gloating, and we've gonna fucking finally stop the run, stop the middle, and nowhere to fucking be found. You know how many fucking tackles he's had in 3 games, Joey?
Many.
1. 1 fucking tackle in 3 fucking games. I don't know. Like, I don't really see him as much on defense, but if you fucking got him, like, you drafted him for a purpose, why aren't you fucking using him? Why?
Mm-hmm.
And Cowboys, in 2 games, they gave up 10 points, man. They gave up 9 points in the first 9 minutes to the fucking Cardinals. The Cardinals scored on their first 5 possessions. Teams didn't score on the Cowboys until the 16th possession in the first 2 games. I mean, we were out 3 linemen, but, you know, Dak got sacked twice in the first half. He didn't get sacked the rest of the way. That was only 2 sacks, and they recovered. And again, they had a chance at the end. I'm a little bit worried. This is just right now because I feel, looking at the Cowboys schedule, Joey, this was their easiest part of the schedule to start off.
Yeah.
New York, Giants, Jets, Arizona, Patriots. I'm worried about San Francisco. I'm worried about the Chargers. I'm kind of worried about the Rams. Then we hit Philadelphia. G-Man again. Then Carolina kind of softens it up, but thought this was going to be a fucking win, so now you never know. And then you've got Washington. And then you've got Seattle. Philly again. Buffalo. Miami. Detroit. Washington. Are the fucking Cowboys going to go from Super Bowl projection to a fucking no playoffs? Playoffs? I don't know, Joey. I don't know, man. I'm a little bit worried, but we'll see as the season goes. I think there is a cause for concern, man. I don't know if it's just I'm overreacting. I'm trapped in the moment, but there's cause for some concern.
No, you're not. It's you have a right to react the way you do because you expect them to be at a certain level. But hey, let's give the Cardinals a bit of credit. They could have easily been 3-0. They lost that close game against Washington. The last week, obviously, they blew a fucking, 3-4 touchdown lead against the Giants, which the
21.
The Cowboys fucking obliterated the Giants. So it's any given Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I said on my reaction, man. Any given Sunday. But enough of this, Joey. Any last thoughts? I'm tired of this shit. Same fucking thing every year.
In the legendary quote on the Cowboys, they are who we thought they were.
Well, you know who we don't know yet who they are, Joey?
Who is that?
CJ Stroud. He got his first career win and the first win of the season for the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, 37-17. Stroud is off to a historic start by becoming the 3rd player in NFL history to throw for at least 900 yards in his first 3 games, joining Cam Newton with 1,012 and Justin Herbert with 931. Stroud has thrown for 906 yards while completing 64.4% of his passes, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. He's also the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for 900 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions in the first 3 games. Tight end Brevin Jordan. Is CJ the guy?
That quarterback's unbelievable, man. I was just telling somebody on the sideline, the best thing that happened to the Houston Texans organization was us beating the Indianapolis Colts last year, the last game of the season. So, Seven's the guy, man. We rock behind him at all times.
Joey, it's still early, but did the Texans get it right with CJ Stroud?
That's my fucking guy. I've been calling it since beginning of last year. Stroud is gonna be the best quarterback in that draft. He was my fucking guy. I was worried that they weren't gonna. I thought they were gonna go defense, but I knew when they re-signed Tunsil, and they went after what was it that my God, the Cowboys tight end. And, went to the Texans. They invested on another tight end.
Yes.
Which I know. I forgot to bring it up. Which I know Dak is missing a lot. They invested on that security blanket, and Stroud is the right guy. He's playing smart. He's playing. He's efficient, making the smart right plays. Watching him, he makes the smart plays where he runs out, he just throws it away, tries not to force anything, he just lives to see another down. And we have yet to even have a healthy offensive line. Imagine if we had, I said it, I don't think any of our guys are all first round picks. Our starters, Tunsil, he's been in and out. I think he only played the first game. He's been out game 2, game 3. Kenyon Green, our last year first round pick, hasn't played any of our guys. And I think I don't know I had the stats a while ago, but I lost it. But he's been pressured ridiculously amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a nice young core. Very, very excited. Very, very excited. Miko, to me, he's doing a great job rallying his guys. And sky's the limit for this offense. If we can just get a fucking offensive line.
What were it was Stroud, Joey, and what was that other pick that they got?
Anderson Jr., which he got a blocked field goal. The last rookie to get a blocked field goal in the Texans was J.J. Watt.
Yeah, I got to give you credit, Joey, because you did mention, for some reason, I guess I lost the text message where it said that Stroud's the best quarterback in the league.
Lost that receipt.
I lost that receipt, man. I did lose it. But yeah, no, I got to give you credit, man. You did say that he was going to be the best quarterback in the draft. It's still 3 games in, Joey, because we know how Cam Newton's career ended up, and he started off great. So, I think so far, of what I've seen, it looks like they have the right guy. We were watching the game or frying for a bit and kind of watching the game at the same time.
Yeah.
And damn, that pass that he threw, that 68-yard bomb to Dell, that was nice. Now, check this out. He has 121 pass attempts without an interception in his first 3 games. That's the most since Warren Moon. Mm-hmm. When he gets protection, this is what he can do, Joey. 20 of 30, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He was sacked 0 times last week when he was sacked 11 times the first 2 games. So whenever he's not being sacked, whenever he's getting some type of protection, that's what he can do. He had the 5th best QBR in week 3 with an 83.6. And what you were talking about, being pressured, he was 8 of 12 for 115 yards, 1 touchdown, 125.3 passer rating versus the blitz. So, and you know what, Joey? Another thing that he's doing, he has pretty much no run support. They have the 28th rushing offense so far in 3 games. And if he had some help there, maybe, who knows? Who knows,
and
man?
that was supposed to be a strength going in with Pierce returning back after a strong, midway rookie season before he got hurt. But that offensive line, man, they need to figure it out. If they can somehow get healthy, sometime they can maybe sneak out a division. Causing concern for maybe Jacksonville. That wasn't very good on Trevor Lawrence's part. He didn't look like the first round pick that he was supposed to be, that sunshine quarterback. And that was also against Allen and I forgot the first pick of last year's draft, but the 2 elite pass rushers that Jacksonville had. And for them not to have a sack on that shitty offensive line, I don't care what anybody says, that fucking offensive line is trash.
Which one, the Texans? Or
Texans offensive line. No, Texans offensive line is fucking trash. Like, we need to get the fucking Secret Service just to protect them. But if they can, like I said, going back on that, they have a nice young core. They can build on Dell, all those young, nice receivers. Jordan, I can't even forget that fucking tight end's name. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So hopefully he continues to play smart. I don't expect that interception streak to continue. I know eventually, the rookie wall will probably hit. Just facing the music, but it's exciting. It's exciting. We have a nice little easy. I don't want to say easy schedule, but the Steelers, your defense is not supposed to be outscoring the offense. And then you have the Falcons, and then you have Jameis Winston now in the Saints, Panthers. So should be a nice favorable schedule going forward. I think so.
Damn, it's gonna be tight, man. That's gonna be a tight division where anything's can happen. And Colts 2-1 right now. Who would have thought? It's
Yeah.
Jacksonville's. I really thought it was Jacksonville's division to lose.
That was Jacksonville's division, especially the way they finished out the season, going into Kansas City. The way they played, you would expect. And then to me, it's like the same team, and they just added what's his name, the receiver Ridley.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Ridley.
to me that just added explosiveness to the offense. So I'm really surprised. There was I hate to say this, and there's no excuse that they should have lost to the Texans, especially at home.
Yeah, no, they
So-
shouldn't have. But man, CJ Stroud's he's looking really good. But the question is, man, can the Texans really keep a good quarterback? You know what happened with Watson, but again, Watson kind of did that to himself a little bit too. You can't completely blame the organization, but
I'm pretty sure they're going to give him free massages in the stadium where it can be visible,
supervised.
supervised. There you go.
Yeah, it could be supervised. But yeah, no, man, that's exciting. I'm gonna start watching a little bit more of Texans games now.
I just want to say, I want to say, there's a different. I mean, even with the win, but even before that, from what I've been seeing on Bleacher Report and on Twitter and all that stuff, there's a different buzz. The players are already bought in from training camp on him. I mean, hey, Mills did what he did. He went into a shitty situation. I even knew that. I knew he wasn't the guy. But as soon as Stroud went into training camp, going into week 1, week 2, everybody bought in. There's just a different buzz. The players want to play for him. And that's why I'm guessing they gave him the captain the season. In the beginning of the season, he's working his way towards it.
Yeah, there's
So it's
just something. There's just something about players that will, like, the eye test. They'll pass it, and I think CJ Stroud is one of those. Mills was not, man.
He wasn't.
Definitely.
I mean,
not.
he had the same amount of interceptions as Prescott, and Prescott played 10 games, 11 games.
Yeah, man. He played like 14 games or something like that. He missed like 4 or 5.
Yeah, but enough about the Cowboys. We've already talked about them enough.
Well, this could potentially be pretty nice rebuild that the Texans are going to be going through, man. So it's pretty exciting. So we're going to go from one rebuild to potentially another, Joey?
Potential.
The Miami Dolphins were 2 points shy of the NFL regular season record for the most points in a game, but did set a franchise record with 70 points in their victory over the Denver Broncos, 70-20. The Dolphins scored at least 14 points in each quarter, passed for 376 yards, rushed for 350 yards, and had 30 first downs. The Broncos are off to an 0-3 start, and not exactly what they were hoping for when they brought in Sean Payton. How badly do the Denver Broncos need a rebuild? And I think I'll take this one, Joey.
Go ahead.
To start off on this one. And I think they need a rebuild bad, but it's going to depend on Sean Payton, because I don't think he came in for a rebuild. I really don't. And you know what was one of the things maybe that might have intrigued Sean Payton? I really don't know. But what was it for the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like for the last 5 or 4 years, Joey? Wasn't there a lot of buzz also saying that, the Broncos are one quarterback away, or they're a couple of players away, and they were flirting around with that 7 and 9 seasons, 5 or 6 and 10, or whatever the fuck. They were there. They were around there. But check this out. I think this is where they should have started their, or I guess back to like, they were half and half with rebuild, not completely committed to it. Back in 2017, when Elway was the GM, he could have traded for Romo. When the Cowboys were going through that whole, like there was talks there about that. But he decided to go with Paxton Lynch experiment. You know who was a backup there too? Trevor Simon or Seaman, whatever the fuck. Simon. Seaman. And then
Simeon.
Yeah,
Trevor
Simeon.
Simeon.
Yeah. But then in 2018, the next year, it's just like they were trying to fucking put a Band-Aid on that shit, and they signed Case Keenum. He was not the answer either. And then in 2020, supposedly John Elway loved Herbert, but he didn't want to move up to draft him. And they ended up, I think, was that the year they got Drew Lock or somebody Lock, or
Yeah,
if that's his name?
Drew Lock out of I
Yeah,
think he played under Vanderbilt.
yeah, Drew Lock, and it's just been like making the wrong decisions. They were confused with being a player away here and there, and they missed opportunities on maybe getting decent quarterbacks to making a decent run. And then that's when John Elway left, and they got that George Patton guy as the new GM, and then they hired Nathaniel Hackett and traded for Wilson, which seems like that was horrible to start off his GM career. And I think they have no true pass rusher. Wilson, I really don't think he seems to be the answer. They don't believe in that guy anymore. They know, it's like they feel he's fake. And like Sean Payton was saying that he like stopped being like a fucking politician, stop kissing babies and just get to work. And they just need better corner depth too, man. So I think they need a complete rebuild. They've been flirting around with it. They should just fucking do it, but it's going to be Sean Payton's decision, man, really.
No, I completely agree. I know Sean Payton, he was coming in expecting results right away, but that team wasn't elite to where they were just a head coach away, or like you even said it, Russell Wilson was a missing piece. A coach isn't going to fix him. No, that team, morale-wise, you're right. They don't believe in Wilson. They don't trust Wilson. There's no rally around him. They do have nice young talent. Their defense is not as elite as previous years. They obviously took a step back. You're right. They don't have a elite pass rusher like they used to. I see here they have Randy Gregory at linebacker.
He's in Colorado, man. So he's damn well not watching film.
Now, secondary-wise, they can only do so much. I mean, they got Surtain, Kareem Jackson. They got nice young pieces. Mathis there. I know those guys are decent.
Some of the safeties are injured, I think.
Yeah, everybody. I'm looking here at the depth chart. I see IR all over the place. But they are. Who do they play next? They play Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if they lose against Chicago, tank for Caleb will begin.
Actually, I was about to say that. I was going to ask you about Caleb. You think get rid of Wilson and go for Caleb?
Oh, yeah. Tank for Caleb. Give Sean Payton Caleb Williams at quarterback, and you already have an upgrade. You have a quarterback that can see off over the offensive line. 10 years, 15 years younger, with an arm, explosiveness on the legs. I honestly did just blow up the team.
And he's not a politician.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Well, this is one thing.
That's one thing she would do.
This is one thing, Joey, that maybe Peyton won't go all the way through, because check this out. This is the 4th time he has started as a coach, 0-3. Back in 2007, 2015, and 2016. All 3 years, the team finished 7-9. Now, with that extra game, it could be maybe, 8-9? Maybe?
Hold that thought, though. Have you seen their schedule? I'm looking at it right now.
Let me look at their schedule.
They play Chicago next. You got New York Jets. You never know what's going to happen with that one. After that, you got Kansas City, Green Bay, Kansas City, Buffalo, Minnesota, Cleveland, Houston. You don't know where they were going to be rolling, how they'll be playing. Chargers, at Detroit. I mean, maybe the next 2 games, they probably won't see a dub until they play against at Houston. I'll be honest. We don't know where Houston's going to be, but we don't know. I don't expect them to beat Kansas City twice. Green Bay, the way they're playing. Buffalo, Minnesota. I don't expect Minnesota to be playing that shitty for the rest of the season. Cleveland, defensive-wise, they're just showing up. They're just fucking, what's his name, is being a fucking monster. Just eating up the quarterbacks. Yeah, Myles Garrett. So, yeah, I don't see. They need to turn it around. They need to blow out Chicago and blow out the Jets to get some kind of morale boost going forward.
We got a
They even
confidence.
believe they have a chance of going at Kansas City and getting a dub.
People want, or I've been hearing that they should just fire the defensive coordinator after those 70 points. And I was reading also that was Peyton's first hire, the defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph. And he was actually, I hadn't even noticed, he was the head coach of the Broncos back in 17 and 18. So this is his.
I don't know that.
Yeah, this is his basically third stint with the team.
It's not defensive coordinator's fault. I mean, at some point, these players have to take pride into why the fuck are they going to be allowing that many points to be scored? Like, at some point, like, pride needs to kick in.
Yeah, well, we're going to see, man. If they do decide to potentially tank, they do have their own first-round pick. They don't have a second, but they have their own via the Saints Sean Payton trade. They have their own. They have their own or the Saints. And then the fourth round, they have their own or the Dolphins. They have their own fifth pick. They have two five-round picks. They don't have a 6, and they have a 7. So I don't know what they can do with that, but we're going to see, man. Just a couple of little stats here, little nuggets before we move on. Tua's first incompletion was with 9:44 left in the third quarter. He went 17 for 17. He almost tied the Dolphins' record. You know who had the record with 18 consecutive completions?
Who did?
Ryan Tannehill in 2015.
Oh God!
Wow, right? I didn't see that one coming. But all right, man. Well, let's get to another disappointing part of this weekend of football, man. Colorado. What were your thoughts on that destruction that they received?
I'm not surprised in a way, only because I knew Travis Hunter was going to be a huge loss for them. I mean, it's like I said, you lose your best receiver and your best cornerback. Mm-hmm. And Sanders at QB, he couldn't do it. Couldn't do it by himself. Had no protection. No weapons. Lack of talent was exposed. Lack of talent was exposed. That to me, that game was just the Oregon was just a more talented team, and it showed.
That halftime speech or beginning of I don't know when it was given.
The Oregon coach.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, but
I didn't really take it as shit talking, man. I got it as like.
The coach is gonna use this. Hey, I give him credit. The coach is gonna use whatever he could to fire up his fucking team. So I'm not even taking that as shit talking.
Yeah,
the internet Twitter can take it however they want. SportsCenter can take it however they want. The coaches have to use whatever they can to fire up their players. And Oregon, I mean, obviously, I don't blame them. It's fucking annoying. You know what I mean? Oregon has been an established football program for so many years, but just because Deion comes in here and they barely beat a Colorado State team, obviously they're like, hey, but they completely got exposed. Now, I don't think it's going to get any better against USC. I think Caleb Williams is going to probably fucking torch up that defense. But we'll see. We'll see going forward. That still doesn't affect them in the future, though. I still think recruiting-wise, they'll get better. I honestly think they'll get better.
They'll want to play for Deion.
Yeah, especially the way things are going back. And if Travis Hunter and Shador, I think that's his name, if he comes back, if they come back, they'll be competing better. I don't know if it's next year or the year after that where they go into the Big 12.
Man,
but it should be interesting.
This college football Saturday made me realize I have a whole lot of college football to watch to learn something, man. Because I had Shador last pod that we had way up here, and
I told you
I should have just.
I told you. Did you see that stat about Bo Nix?
What is he, fucking 8th year fucking player or what?
It's a weird thing about college football, man. But then again, I don't know if he reclassified. Like, for example,
how do you petition that shit?
I don't know, but some of these players, apparently what they do, they reclassify that way so they can play, like, they can go into college at 17 years old. Like yours, he reclassified. So he went in halfway through his senior season. So technically he's still only 20 years old, but he's already in his 3rd year. So he can go to the NFL next year if he wanted to.
Pero si no quiere, I'm going to reclassify.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
You could
weird,
have a
but yeah,
fucking
Knicks-
now you could have a fucking college career with the NIL money and just get maybe
and
3-4 mil.
and that's another thing that Dion even said. Going back to that, I don't think it's gonna hurt him because I think going forward, think about it. The NIL, how much money Colorado, like the program's like earning. Like imagine you can set your players up. I mean, Shador is gonna make. I think he was saying like he doesn't have to go to the NFL draft. He's gonna make the same amount of money that he would be as his rookie season.
Su pinche papá lo trae en un pinche, what was it, in a Bentley?
It's the NIL, man. A bunch of
Doesn't
these
need
players
that
that you
money.
see. No, he doesn't. I'm not even gonna argue with that, there. But he's earning it. Is the way he's doing it. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, look at Travis Hunter fucking streaming and earning money during his Twitch stream.
I saw that shit
Streaming
playing
during the
2K.
during the game. But
Man.
it's gonna be interesting going forward. But yeah, that Bo Nix stat was pretty funny.
Yeah, and Texas,
What's
man,
up?
just basically dominated Baylor.
Hey, Ewers, I gave him a lot of shit last year. I called him the Jay Cutler of college football. He even admitted himself. I don't know if you saw that or you heard that. The last game he admitted he took it for granted. He knew that he should have taken more pride. That he got on a diet, rallied around his teammates. He's playing a lot better. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. But they just job's not finished. He knows what he has to do.
I was at a kid's birthday party in Austin last Saturday, and somebody had the fucking TV on. I was like, oh shit, I had my phone in a little bit and looking up, pinche Ewers fucking slinging it and shit, and I was like, nah, bruh.
This
Fucking
game will be
wanted an
good though.
upset.
It's Kansas. They're more known for a basketball program, but they are ranked 24th and they are 4-0.
Oh
So-
yeah, I was looking at those rankings. Like, what the fuck?
The next two games are going to be good. They play Kansas and then at Oklahoma for the Red River Shootout. So should be good.
Quick predictions for Colorado and Texas.
Oh, Colorado's going to get obliterated, and Kansas. I expect them to get a lead early, but Texas will play better second half. I don't know. Just something tells me I think they need one of those games where they need to get put up against the wall and they need to come back. I don't know if it's going to be this game or Oklahoma, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's Kansas because Kansas offensively they're explosive. So,
Okay. All right. So,
but I expect Texas to win and Colorado to get trashed.
hey man, I'm a continue to watch some more college football, you know?
Who would have thought? Who would have
would've
thought it took
thought?
Dion? It would have took Dion to
get me to
really
start.
watch.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be family might be in town, but I'm gonna have that little phone right under the table, man. Be watching a little bit, but yeah. Before we get to our weekly picks, Joey, let's go through some no huddle cues, some no huddle questions for you here.
Okay.
Want to get your thoughts. So first one here: should the Vikings trade Kirk Cousins?
No, they were able to turn around their season last year. That division is still up for grabs. No, I still think that division is still up for grabs.
Okay. And who has the better chance to win MVP, Tua or Mahomes? We're here talking about Tua again.
Daddy Mahomes.
Mahomes?
Daddy Mahomes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna bet against him. No way. That's disrespectful.
Damn. You know, I mean, last week with the whole Tua and Herbert thing of who was better, I know Carlos went with Tua and
Yeah.
and who had the better game. I still think
I still
think Herbert had the better game because 40 completions, 40 of 47 with similar efficiency as Tua. I feel like Tua had, like, I'm going to compare it to basketball terms. I think Tua had like a Draymond Green type of triple-double where it's like 15 points, 11 rebounds, 12 assists. It's impressive, and he had like a 8 of 9 shooting. And I'm going to compare Herbert's 40-point game to like a fucking 50-point game, 15
Triple-double.
rebounds, and like
he had to play a game like that to win a game because they were without Eckler, right? Because that's what you said.
yeah, they were without Eckler.
Tua,
Only
the
like
way he
36
played-
yards rushing or something like that.
Yeah. So think about it this way: the way Tua played. I mean, obviously, if you have a running back that's fucking rushed over 200 yards, it's like feeding your big man, and he couldn't be stopped. So he's getting double teamed. So he's leaving you wide open for threes. So what are you doing? You're just fucking lighting him up.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. I hate to say this. I'm not saying he sucks, but I still don't believe in Tua. I still think he throws like Tim Tebow, and no one's even fucking said anything. His mechanics are not even that great. That fucking left arm fling that he does, I swear, he looks like Tim Tebow. I wish somebody compared his throwing mechanics.
Well,
They looked exactly the same. Now, here's the thing. Does it help having the head coach?
I was gonna say that.
Obviously. That now this is where, and I wanted to say it would have been nice to bring this up. This is where your coach knows what you have and he plays to your strengths.
He's in the right situation.
He's in the right situation, and obviously having Tyreek Hill, Waddle didn't play last week, but you have those weapons do help. But your quarterback, you know what your quarterback can do, so you're gonna fit an offensive play style for him. So you're not gonna make him do things he's normally not. You're not gonna ask him to do things he's not comfortable doing.
He just doesn't stay in a West Coast like McCarthy.
Yeah, so it's just it's just what it is. So the having the weapons and the head coach to me is key for that offense. But they are talented. They are right now. They are the Showtime, the best show on turf type of style where they're running up. But
man, yeah.
Eventually, it's the same thing. Like, can he win you a game where you can be like, hey, here's the ball, go win me a game? Because eventually, those offensive schemes or those play styles it's not gonna benefit you late into the season.
I think what I'll probably do, Joey, and see if maybe we can get some of those questions answered. See if maybe you'll go fucking viral, Joey. I'm gonna make a reel and say you're comparing Tua to Tim Tebow. See what we get.
Look at the. It's just the mechanics, the throwing motion. He looks exactly the same.
Oh,
but
look.
no one's even said it. If we can find a video, I wish I could. And now, if he's changed it from what I've seen even last year, that's just the thing. I was like, I remember, like, dude, he throws weird.
Well, maybe it should be I know I forgot. I completely went in deep into this no huddle Q.
And he's a Bama quarterback. Sorry, can't help it. Can't help it.
Next one here. Will Devontae Adams finish this season in a Raiders uniform?
Yes, but he'll get traded in the offseason. He won't be in a Raiders uniform next year.
Ooh. Which 0-3 team can possibly make the playoffs? Panthers, Vikings, Bears, Broncos, or none?
Vikings. Like I said, the division's there.
You think, what about, real quick here, what do you think about the Panthers and Bryce Young? You think he can make some noise? Like win a couple more games and scare off that division there? Or not really?
No, because he didn't even win that game. It was Dalton.
Okay.
He was hurt. The Panthers, he was hurt. So it's they won behind Dalton, and I don't even think so that Panthers team needs a lot of work.
All right, so, and we'll get into our weekly picks here, Joey. We'll go through them a little bit here quickly, and we're gonna go with yours first. We've got Detroit at Green Bay. Green Bay's a -1.5 point favorite. What do you got here?
Detroit. Ooh. I think Detroit will take that.
Man, I wanted to pick this game, Joey, too, but I know I picked Green Bay last week, and I wanted to pick Green Bay, so I didn't end up picking that game because I don't want to go Green Bay back to back. But all right, so next one we've got a good one: Miami at Buffalo. Buffalo is -3 favorite with -3. Who do you got?
This is the game that I wanted to say where Miami will get exposed, and I have Buffalo winning.
Ooh,
convincingly.
Buffalo. Wasn't this around like versus Buffalo where Tua got hurt last year, I think, or something like that? Right.
He got hurt. He got a concussion. But I expect Buffalo to win 10 points or more.
Okay. And
convincingly.
Then we've got Seattle at the Giants. Giants are -1.5 point favorites. Who do you got?
I got Giants winning this one.
The G.
I have them bouncing back, and I think I'm not too sure Barkley should be back for this game too.
I think is he? Wasn't he needing a couple more?
They said he needed a couple more. He said he could have even played last week, but they told him not to rush it because it was a Thursday night game. I think they played on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
I want to say they played on Thursday, so they're like, no, just rest it and come back after a 10-day stretch.
Okay.
I think he comes back.
And for the last one, you've got the Steelers at the Texans. The Steelers are actually a 3-point favorite.
I got Houston at home. I think they, if they can play a good play style against trying to run away from Watt, and I think if I'm not mistaken, this is the game where Watt is gonna get his jersey retired, or his number was gonna go up. I'm not too sure if it's this game. I need to look it up. But there's gonna be a lot of buzz. I saw Watt saying that he's gonna be in the building. I don't know if it was because his brother was gonna be playing, but I think this should the Steelers offense ain't it. I'm sorry. Pickett. He's a good quarterback, but that offense ain't it. And the defense, it's the same thing. You take Watt out of the way, and their defense is non-existent. So,
all right. Well,
should be a good one.
I'm gonna go with my picks now, and I'm gonna start off with Denver, or the Broncos at Chicago. Denver is a 3-point favorite on this one, Joey, and I went back and forth on this one because I know I talked about Denver possibly going on a run because of Sean Payton starting 0-3, but just like you, man, I think you mentioned it. I'm going to go with the Bears.
I think,
Bears.
and I hate to cut you off, but I think supposedly reports I heard that they are going to implement more running plays for Fields in this one. I don't know why it took so long, but
we'll see.
Hey, that's what they said.
All right. Then my next matchup. Last week I didn't go with the Cowboys game, man. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys game. They have to respond. This has to be a big win for the Cowboys. And I'm going with the Cowboys, man. Patriots and Cowboys. They got to get this dub. They got to bounce back. I'm scared, Joey. I'm scared.
I wanted to pick Belichick. Oh, I wanted to say Belichick over the Cowboys because I think Belichick probably saw that and be like, "You mean that's all we have to do?
Run
that's
the ball.
All we have to do. That's it."
They're gonna be feeding Zeke, maybe, man. Feeding Zeke.
Yeah, I mean the perfect. I mean the rest of the season, everybody should just see that film and just like, if that's what we need to do offensively towards that Cowboys defense, just to fucking let the offense will play itself out.
That's why the 49ers, man, are still, I mean, as much as I hate saying it, they're more complete than the Cowboys.
I said it. I think even Carlos gave me shit when I said it. I said that I fear the Eagles more than I do feel in that division before I fear the Cowboys.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. Next matchup for me is the Falcons at Jacksonville. This one's there's a lot of close games, man, aside from the gimmies, but I'm going to end up with Jacksonville bouncing back, man. I'm going with the Jags beating the Falcons. And for my last pick here, it is, what is the team that I lost my matchups here. Oh, yes. It's Pittsburgh and Houston that I'm picking as well, Joey. And you know who I'm going to go with?
Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go with the Steelers. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Steelers.
I knew it.
You know, you can't question Mike Tomlin, man, and rookie quarterback. I know their offense is kind of but this could be a nice scrappy game where it comes down to the end, and maybe CJ Stroud still not ready for that big moment.
If they can somehow find a way to double Watt, keep him away from Stroud, I think that'll be good. I mean, they were able to do it if they were able to do it against the Jaguars, preventing Josh Allen and the other, I keep forgetting his name, but the first overall pick that they got two elite pass rushers.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh only has one, basically.
Oh, hey, and I forgot to mention our records. At the beginning, I went a perfect 4-0 last week. And Joey, you had a tough week, 1-3. Carlos went 2-2. So we'll see how it matches up for week 4. See if any of you guys can catch up to me. And now that you said about Watt, JJ Watt being there in the building and his jersey retired, now I'm even more pumped with his brother's going to want to fuck that up. He's going to want to fuck it up. So I feel even better about that pick. But any last thoughts, Joey, before we get out of here?
Ready to for good Sunday football. Actually, a good weekend of football. I'm throwing in college football even all weekend.
Yeah, man. Again, who would have thought? I'm going to be watching all weekend football, even college. So we'll see what the week holds. We'll see if our picks are right. For the Morning Fanatic, Albert Torres. We got the Black Mamba, Joey Jurado, and we'll see if the Filthy Texican makes it next week. Deuce.